Hi, I'm Kathy Johnson from Pyramid of Potential. Welcome. This is video number 54 of 60 in the Harnessing Learning Potential video series. Today we're talking about study skills. Now, if you've been watching the video series from the beginning, then you've been seeing how we've been going through this process called the Pyramid of Potential. At the base of the pyramid is mind and body health, looking at things like nutrition, exercise, stress, and anxiety and how they can affect learning. Up from there, we talked about neurodevelopment, the development of the brain, especially in the first year of life, by going through stages of development that are called the primitive reflexes. The next thing we looked at was sensory development, and especially vision development and auditory development. Up from there, the next step was cognitive skills development. Cognitive skills like memory, attention, processing speed, and reasoning skills. And then, in the last few videos, we were looking at academics, especially with reading, writing, and math, and what we need to do to improve those. So at this point, we're talking about study skills. And so what are some study skills that need to be worked on? You see, we now have the brain all set up, but maybe the child has been missed those study skills development in early years. Okay, maybe they're going off to college and they're still having some issues. Well, we still need to be teaching them. So here's a list of very important study skills that you want to make sure that you take a look at, see how the student is doing, and be sure to find any good remediation to help teach that. First is time management. How important is this? Being able to understand where we are today and when that assignment is due. It might be a term paper that's 10 pages long, and we might have a month. It feels like a long time unless you break it down and then you say, oh gosh, I really should have my research done in the next week. And then the week after that is when I've really got to get my outline done. That'll give me 2 weeks in order to write it up and get the draft fixed up so that by the time I hand it in, it's perfect and done. So time management is really, really important. Next is concentration skills. So even though we've talked about ADD and ADHD and how to improve it, they still might need a little bit of work. Practicing concentrating, practicing sitting still for a half hour working on a single assignment. Now, it depends on the age. And making sure that their concentration abilities are age appropriate and practicing just like any other skill. Next is listening and note-taking. So one of the cognitive skills that I work with whenever I'm training somebody is the ability to divide your attention between 2 activities. Note-taking is 2 activities. You're listening to the teacher or the professor, and at the same time, you're writing down and summarizing at the same time what they're saying. And so it's a really important skill. We need fast processing speed. We need to be able to already be able to write quickly. Those are all done earlier in the pyramid of potential. But here, we do need to make sure that they're paying attention and writing appropriately, a skill that still needs to be taught. Another one is test taking. So they may have gotten to this point. Now they can learn all of the material. However, they might not remember instructions on how to take multiple choice tests. What's the best way to do something like fill in the blank? What's the best way for short answer versus an essay? So we need an awful lot of these skills and practice on how to do each one of these things. And finally, writing skills, which I kind of alluded to there, because there are different types of writing. Okay, there's persuasive writing. There is a sequence of events type of just dictation, writing down what happened. So there are different types of writing. So direct instruction on each of these different study skills is still important so that the person, the student, can be as successful as possible. Thanks, that's it for today.